Okay, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of DSA Python series, and today we will be talking about this. Um, Let me see the topic which I want to have. Sort characters by frequency. Okay, so I'll just have this. Uh, so this was the last question we did yesterday, right? And this was Roman to integer. We could solve this question. Okay, and now this is the next question, that is uh, maximum nesting depth of parentheses. Wait, guys, sort characters by frequency. I just want to do this. Sort character by frequency. Okay, we will do this one. So what we did yesterday in this, uh, yeah. So we did this also yesterday. Okay, sort characters by frequency. So we just created a hash map, and then we call this character, and if that character is available, then it will add some value, otherwise it will provide us the zero. Okay, so this is day 28 of 200 days DSA in Python series, and the topic is sort character. So this we have done. Let me see any other topic. So let's try doing neat code 250. Okay, so complete beginner study plan. This is neat code 250, and here these are the topics, all the topics: arrays, hashing, two pointers, sliding window. Okay, all these linked list pandas. So we have completed arrays and concatenation of array contains the. So two pointers, we have done many of the questions. Okay, so this also we have done. This three sum, four sum also we have done. Okay. Um, Strings. Okay, so this is strings. So let us try doing. Let's try doing some question. Just wait. Just put it here. Valid anagram we have seen, right? I'll just close other tabs. Like LIV. So I'll just close other tabs, okay, so that we can easily switch it. Okay. Uh, yeah. Now what I'll do is I'll just share my entire screen. That will be okay. Now, so these are string problems. Okay. If we see need code 250, then so valid anagram open in external site. So it will get opened in LeetCode. Okay. So this we have already done. Only single line of code. Return counter of s is equal to counter of t. So this we had done 2 to 3 days back. So what does the question say? Given two strings s and t, return true if t is an anagram of s. Okay. Okay, this is okay. Okay, guys. So let's start. Uh, let's start with the string problems. Okay. So these are different questions. Valid anagram is subsequence. Okay. Append characters to string to make subsequence. Okay. Score of a string. Okay. Okay. So let's try this score of a string. Okay. So what is the score of the string? So it is basically defined as, so score of the string is defined as a sum of absolute difference between the ASCII values of adjacent characters. So what is ASCII values? So ASCII is basically American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So it is a code that assigns numbers from zeros to 127 to letters, numbers, and symbols, so that computer can read text. Okay. So ASCII is basically assignment of numbers from 0 to 127. Okay. So numbers 0 to 9, the values are 48 to 57. Okay, so 0 is basically 48 and 9 is 57. Okay. Uppercase letters A to Z, value is 65 to 90. Okay. And lowercase values are 97 to 122. Okay. And space character is value 32. And there are other common control and special characters whose values are say 0, 9, 10. Okay. Now you are given a string. Okay. Yeah. You are given a string. Score of string is defined as sum of the absolute difference between the ASCII values of adjacent characters. So difference between ASCII values of adjacent characters and all these sums. Okay. That defines the score of a string. So let's say our input is hello. Okay. ASCII values of characters are h equals 104, e equals 101. Okay, all these. So the score of s would be difference of adjacent characters. So he means 104 minus 101, this difference, plus 101 minus 108, right? All these difference and their summation will be equal to as the score. Okay. So we actually have to find out the values of the characters, and we have to find the difference between um, so it says absolute difference. Okay, so absolute difference means all will be positive, right? Absolute means absolute value means we have to take the positive value only. Okay, that is the thing which we have to do. Okay, so in that way we can find out the score of any string. Okay, so let us consider this as my, so this is my hello, and what I'll do is I'll just try to understand what this problem wants. um let's say my I character is here and my jth character is here. If I take I and j value, uh, if I take I and j value, then I want the difference of, uh, so here I have to traverse. Okay, so I will just say for I in range 0 to n, where I have to define the n also. Okay, so n is equal to length of s. Okay, now I have this, I have my I. Okay, so I, and I need the difference of I plus 1. Okay, so I just need absolute value of uh, s of I minus s of I plus 1, then absolute value of s of I. So what I want is, I'll just take this sum. Okay, sum is equal to 0. I can take this, right? And I'll just add the difference to that sum, but the difference has to be absolute value. Okay, but that is the thing. Okay, so but here is one catch. If my I is at the last, then it will search for I plus 1, so it will not get its I plus 1, right? So this is the scenario where you have to stop. So for the last value, you don't get I plus 1, is it? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So hello is 5-letter word, but you only have 4 summation, right? It means that last value doesn't have any difference. Okay. So my last difference will be last L minus last O. That is what we ask here. So guys, there is some. I just want to extract the ASCII value of character H and ASCII of character E, right? So ASCII of S of I minus ASCII of uh, S of I plus 1. Okay, like that I will do. And here it is I plus 1, so I'll take n minus 1, because I just have to take till this last value. Okay, this is correct. Now let's take this difference is equal to, I'm just writing syntax, just like I'm just writing schematic. Okay, so ASCII of S of I, sorry, S of I minus ASCII of S of ASCII of S of I plus 1, right? I plus 1, and I want the absolute value. So can I write here absolute value, that will be difference, ABSOLUTE, absolute of this. I don't know about the this is not a correct formula, I suppose. I'm just making assumption ki I just want to find out the absolute value. Okay, just for understanding purpose. Later on we can put this the exact formula of this, but our concept is correct. Okay, just write like this. So this is just like we are dry running. Okay, so now it will be equal to sum is equal to sum plus difference, right? Okay, and in the end I'll return sum. Okay, so it will return all the differences in ASCII values of this. But now what about this? How do we find the ASCII values? Okay, how can we find out the ASCII values? So there is a simple formula for carrying out the difference of ASCII value. So we just have to write ORD of S of I. Okay, and its absolute value. Okay, ORD of apps of I. Okay, so instead of ASCII, I will just write ORD. Okay, this is also ORD. So it will actually find out the ASCII value of this character. Okay, and here instead of absolute, I will just write ABS. That is the formula. Can we just run it? Yeah, it is giving 13, right? Case 2 as it's 50, right? So we can submit it. This was very simple question, just logical. The only thing is you know the concept, but you if you practice it, then you will easily able to find whether the how to find out the ASCII value of any character. Okay, so this is the formula for ASCII value of any character. So this you have to learn it, you have to remember it. Okay, and to find the absolute value you have to learn it, remember it, do it couple of times so that this formula gets into your head. But these are the thing which you have to remember. You can't do anything, these are formula, just like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. This is the formula, you have to remember it. Okay, so when somebody says no, you don't have to remember anything in Python or coding, you just run your brain. It's not like that, buddy. Okay, Okay, so uh, this was the easy answer. Okay, now let's try using some different question. Okay, let's do um, the string problem only. Okay. So validate is subsequence. Okay, I'll just subsequence. Okay, let's try this question. So the question says, so it's LeetCode 392, easy question. Uh, it is easy in LeetCode, but let me tell you one thing. If you are new to LeetCode and trying for the first time, uh, you can take uh, considerable amount of time. I mean, just try it for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, and if it doesn't strike in your head, then you just go here and just see the discussion. You can see the discussion or you can see some hints. Okay, so what is subsequence? So we have this question: given to a string s and t, return true if s is subsequence of t, false otherwise. Okay, so a subsequence of a string is a new string that is formed from the original string by deleting some or none, okay, of the characters without disturbing the relative position of the remaining characters. Okay, that is ACE is a subsequence of A, B, C, D, E, right? While AEC is not. Okay, so you just excuse me. So example one says input is S is equal to A, B, C, and my T is equal to AHBGDC. Okay, so the output is true. Why? Because here it is coming A is matching, here B is matching, and in the end C is matching. Okay, let's talk about AXC. So here AHBGDC. Okay, it is false because X is not appearing here. Okay, now what is the constraint? Where length will be 100 and target length is 10 to the power 4. That's okay. And S and T consist only of lowercase English letters. Okay, only lowercase English letter we are considering. So we are not putting here any capital letters. Okay, the question doesn't say it. Okay, question is all about only and only small letters, right? Only and only small letters. Okay, so guys, let's try this question. Okay. T28 by okay. So let's start doing. So we have to return boolean, right? True or false. Okay. So can we have an I character, I pointer and j pointer running over two different strings? Okay, that we can do. And what I'll do, if I find a, okay, so can I just say this? Okay, and we have ABC. So if I run pointer over ABC and AB, AHBGDC, then let's say my I pointer is here. Okay, this is my I pointer. Okay. And my J pointer will be here. Okay. So if, so this is my S and this is my T. So if my S of I is equal to T of J, right? If it is like that. So if S of I is equal to T of J, then I will say that I will append somewhere, right? I will append. So let's say I'll just have a for loop for I in range 0 to n. So this will be for my S. Then for j in range 0 to n. So this will be for my, this will be for my m, this will be for my n. Okay. Now what I want to do is, if S of I, right, is equal to T of J, I can write this. So what I'll append, I'll just result dot append. Why I will append it? I just have to check whether this is, later on I can put count. No, count is not required. Count is not required. Uh, can I do S of I is not equal to T of J? If it is that case, Then upfront I'm getting no, then I have to move it, right? Then I'll have to do j plus plus. If it is not equal, then j has to move, right? It will move in, again it will check for h. If s of I, so this will give nested for loop, right? I will just say j plus equals 1 specify. So j I'll be moving. Yeah. Uh, but if it is, then what I'll do? I have my A is already matched. So in else part, what I'll do? Can I just append it and check in the end? You know, try with S whether it is equal or not. If it is equal, then it means that I have got this. Otherwise, and this can be done. So I'll just do result dot append uh, S of I, and in the end, if result if count of result equal to count, yes, I'll just return. Okay, and then result I'll define n is equal to len of s, n is equal to len of t, result is equal to a list. Hmm. Return count, name count is not if counter, not count man, it should be counter. Counter, let's try submitting it. Okay, so case 1 is coming wrong, should be true. So every time I'm doing j plus equals 1. Okay, result dot append, then I'll do j plus equals 1 and I plus, this also I have to move now. I plus equal, then again it will go there. Okay, now but I plus I have to do, if I do it in this for loop only, it's correct. Why it is coming wrong answer, and case 2 is coming false. Can I just do like this? Shreyas Thakre, yes sir. Hello guys. For I in range 0 to n, 0 to n, using dot append s of I, then I am checking counter of result, counter s. If I check for t, then what happens? Let's check. Case 2 is true, false. This is definitely come because x is not there, no? Now how to check two strings? How to check equality of two strings? Okay, simply we have to, if s equals result, return true, else return false. Something is wrong. Can we have any other method? Sequence of a string is new string that is formed. A subsequence of a string is a new string that is formed from original string by deleting some of the characters without disturbing the relative position. Okay. So can we delete it? Like, can we delete some characters of string, or what we can do is if Let me check what is the problem. So So instead of for, we can also use while loop because we have to, you know, we need to have different speed of my I and j. So in such cases, we should always use while loop. Okay. So while I is less than length s and j is less than length of t. Right. Okay, we can do like this. So if s of I is equal to t of j. Okay, we will just have to append s of I and j. We have to define it in the start. I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0. That's it. So sorry, I is equal to 0. Else this. Yes, Manoj, my dinner is complete. Printing mistake internet. No problem. Manoj, just switch off and switch on your internet, it will come. Okay. And I plus equals 1, I'll just write. If I say equals to 1, then I'll just say I plus. Else I will just say this. I think this should not be here. String index out of range. I is equal to yes. If you do this, I don't require this then. If S of I is equal to T of J, can you zoom a screen a little bit, sir? The screen is not showing anything properly. Uh, uh, I think zooming facility is not available now. Okay. Like this. Okay. Yeah. Now it is showing, right? Can you zoom? Okay, done. So what I want to do is I'm trying to find out the subsequence. Okay. So if my S of I is equal to T of J, right? Then my this thing becomes J plus equals 1. I can write it else J plus equals 1. So I'll return this. Okay, so if I do that, is giving me some error. Result. Okay. So what I want to do is plus equals. So either you just write it directly like this, and in the end return I equals len of s. Okay, so it is getting accepted now. Yeah, there was some mistake in my code. Okay, so here I took capital S instead of small s. So basically, what we are doing here is I just so I and j pointer which we have taken already. Okay, and we have matched all the character of s. Okay, and we actually have finished scanning the t. Okay, so let's say if the current character a is matching. Okay, just so here this is the string and this is s and this is t. So when a is matching, what is happening? So we have found the correct character. Okay, first required character. So we will move I to the next character, right? So I will go to uh, B. Okay, and you just notice that J has not moved yet. Okay, so since the J is outside this if statement, it will always run. Okay, because it is under the ith loop. Oh, sorry, uh, while group, right? You can see here it is under this while function. Okay, this j plus 1 is under this while. So j plus 1 will always increase. Okay, every time the loop is going, every time the loop is going. Okay, so it is comparing the other characters of j then. Okay, so I is at b. Okay, when the string is matching, I is at b, but j is again, it will go to h, then again it will go to b, every time it will go. But here I will move if and only if b is matching with the other character from the character of t. So that is why the speed of I will be less and the speed of j will be more. So in the end, you see here, in the end we are returning I is equal to len of s. Okay, why we are returning that? Okay, it means that we have matched every character in S. Okay, if I is equal to length of S, right? It means that the value of I, we have already checked. The value of I will move only if the character is matching, and if the character is not matching, then the final value of I will be has to be equal to length of S. If they are equal, then it means that all the ABC, all the three characters of I, or you can say S, has been matched. So when in the end, if I say I is equal to length of S, it means that all three characters of ABC, I mean S, is matched with length of S, that is 3. So the value of that point will also be 3, because I is also iterating. I mean I is also increasing. The value of I is increasing. Okay. So that is how this logic goes. So if you are a first time doer, then probably this idea will not come to your mind. Okay. Okay. Now let us try doing other question. So let us share the screen, guys. And here we have submitted this. Okay. Here we have submitted it. And now let's do another question of need code to. Let's try this hard question first. Missing positive. So okay, so let's start doing this question. Okay. Uh, First, missing positive. So given an unsorted integer array nums, return the smallest positive integer that is not present in nums. Smallest positive integer that is not present in nums. You must implement an algorithm that runs in O of n time and uses O of 1 auxiliary space. Okay, so this is the first missing positive. So let's say our input num is this 1, 2, 0. Okay, so my output will be 3. Why? Because the numbers in range 1, 2 are all in the array. So return the smallest positive integer that is not present in nums. The integer array is unsorted also, right? Let's say this is my other array 3, 4, minus 1, 1. So output will be 2. So whatever is the missing, I am asking return the smallest positive integer that is not present in num. Okay. So that can be anything, right? Okay, so that can be anything. uh, Smallest positive integer. Okay, smallest positive integer. So what logic should I put? Given an unsorted array, I have the unsorted array. I'll have to return anything which is missing. So what I'll do is I'll just start with the for loop first. Um, Let us forget about this line as of now. You must implement an algorithm that runs in O of n. So just forget about this. Just concentrate on your logic building and how you can solve the question using brute force approach first. Okay. So my nums is this. Let's say my nums is this. I'll consider this. You see here. Input nums is my 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. So what is my output? Output is my 1. Okay. 1 is the smallest positive integer that is not present in nums. We need to find out that positive integer which is not present in nums, right? So I'll just iterate with for loop first so that my iteration is complete. And in the iteration, what I'll check is whatever is my number out of that. So if 1 is there, then 2 will come. If 1 and 2 is there, then 3 will come. If 1, 2, 3 is there, then 4 will come. If 2, 3, 4 is there, then 1 will come. Okay. So first missing positive. First missing positive. Okay. So I'm iterating. So I have iterated 3, I have iterated 4. So I'll just put an if condition if nums of I, that is 3. So I just need to find out the smallest positive number from this. So what I can do is I'll just create can I sort it? It will be n log n if I sort it. Yes. If I sort it. So I can create a different string of all positive numbers only, and then I'll sort it and log in. I can sort it as of now to find the least positive value. Okay, and I'll check whether 1 numeral 1 is equal to the smallest number. So I'll pick that smallest number first. Then I'll check. And then I'll check with number one, that smallest number. Okay, so that can be my idea. And if that number doesn't matches, then I'll do I plus, and again I'll uh, compare. No, if my number one doesn't match with the smallest number, then my number one will be the answer. And if my number one matches with that number, then what I'll do, I'll just do I plus one. Then again, I'll compare the I plus one with. Let's try doing it that way. For I range 0 to n. And okay, n is equal to ln nums, and for I range 0 to n. O of 1 is auxiliary space. It means that it says O of 1 as auxiliary space. It means that we don't have to use other space also. We don't have to use it. Come and join the discussion, guys. Okay, so if nums of I, now after sorting, it will be arranged in uh, increasing order, let's say. First missing positive. If 1 is equal to nums of I. Okay. Okay, so if I check 1, then it will only checking 1, right? So we actually need to form a thing such that it checks all the numerals of nums of I. Uh, Smallest positive integer that is not present in nums. Okay. So 120. So the answer will be 3. 3, 4 minus 1, 1. So answer will be 2. So 1 is in array but 2 is missing. Okay. First missing positive. Okay. first missing positive. So I think we should use and think about how would you solve the problem in non-constant space. Can you apply that logic to existing space? And we don't care about duplicates or non-positive integers. Okay. If my nums of I, let's say 3, 4, minus 1 and 1 is there, uh, so nums of I is 0. Let's say I is 0, it means that nums of I is 3. So the index becomes 3 minus 1, that is 2. I have to check whether nums of I is greater than or equal to 1 and nums of I minus 1. Whatever is my nums of I. While nums of I is greater than or equal to 1. Less than equal to n. And nums of minus 1 is not equal to nums of I. So correct is equal to nums of I minus 1. And just swap nums of I, comma, nums of correct. Where is the question? Just wait. and I'll just say return n plus 1. Correct is equal to nums of I minus 1. Nums of I. So it's coming time limit exceeded. Some problem in the code. So let's say my input num is this. So input num is initially index is at 0, 1, 2, 3, and that will be the index. Index will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So these are the index, and when I equals 0, so current will be 3, right? So current will be so I is equal to 0, current will be 3. So the index here, so nums of I. So can we just try to dry run this? Okay, let's open. just have this. Uh, so let's say my string is this. Okay, this is my string. Now, what I'll do is I'll just put here will be my I. Okay. So here will be my I. Okay. So little bit of I'll do. Yeah. Now we can try run it. 7. So no, this is my nums. Okay, this is my nums. Now what I'll do is so while nums of I. Okay, so this will start iterating. So nums of I is greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to n. Okay, so this is my nums of I. And nums of I minus 1. So nums of I is my 3. So nums of 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, so nums of 2 will be this, because this is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So nums of I is 3 and 3 minus 1 is 2. So nums of 2 is not equal to nums of I. Okay, so if this nums of 2, that is minus 1, is not equal to nums of I. What is nums of I? Nums of I is 3. So it is not equal to yes. So this will get executed. Okay, and we know that nums of I is that is 3 is greater than 1. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll assign a value correct. Okay, and correct will store the value of nums of I minus 1. So what is my nums of I? Nums of I is 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, so correct value will be stored in this 2. I mean the value correct will be 2. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just be doing the swapping of nums of I, that is 3. I'll swap this with nums of correct. So nums of correct is nums of 2. Okay, so nums of 2 is minus 1. So I'll just swap minus 1 with 3. Okay, so this minus 1 will come here and this 3 will come here. So this gets sorted. I mean, this is the process of sorting which is being done. Okay. Now the next. Similarly, this will continue, and in the end, our uh, value will be 1, minus 1, 1, 3, and 4. Okay. And now we will execute the this thing. So if nums of I is not equal to I plus 1, so let's say my nums of I is minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 plus 1. So nums of I, that is 0. Okay, so minus 1, nums of 0 is minus 1. Okay, so nums of 0 is not equal to 0 plus 1. Okay, so it is not equal to, so it will just return I plus 1, and I plus 1 is 0 plus 1, that is equal to 1. Okay, so that is how 0 plus 1, that is 1, will come, right? So that's kind of dry run. In the first dry run only we will get the answer, right? So I think this should work. Okay, so this is coming. So it was coming wrong because we already had that command sorted. So we removed that command. And now this is, so guys, this is one of the most, this is the hard question. Okay, toughest question. Okay, so many of you might not get this code. Even I have solved it couple of times before, and I could not easily, uh, you know, get that solution out. Okay, so it's quite tough question. Many of the interviewers might not ask this question, but you should prepare this question for, since this is one of the very good question. Okay, so that's how you can do. Okay guys, so see you tomorrow. Till then, bye bye and take care.